Welcome, welcome. My name is Linda Lowen and I am the host of 4 Minute Friday. During the next 4 minutes, I will explore what I think is an interesting topic. It could be a thought, an idea, a new invention, or something about new technology. I could be talking about life, our community, the world, or the future. Whatever the topic, my hope is it will give us something to think about and perhaps start a conversation. This is 4 Minute Friday, and the 4 minutes starts right now.
The sound of a television news story in the other room got my attention. There was a sailing vessel arriving in port with great celebration. It reminded me of the welcome sailors get when arriving in Hobart at the end of the Sydney to Hobart yacht race. But this was a little bit different. Last week, Thursday, Yannick Besteven was returning to port after 80 days of sailing around the world, solo. I can't even imagine 80 days on a sailboat, always being on watch, being careful for the weather, for the currents, not being able to sleep, just sailing, taking naps, eating when you can. It really is an outstanding achievement to sail around the world solo. The Vendée Globe Round the World Solo Yacht Race is a grueling 45,000 miles. It would take courage, stamina, perseverance, and strength of body, mind, and spirit to actually sail around the world. 33 competitors left the Port of France on November 8th, and then the route heads south around the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. And from there, the sailors stay in the southern latitudes, known as the Roaring 40s and the Furious 50s, south of Australia, New Zealand, and then all the way across that southern Pacific Ocean, around Cape Horn, and then they head back up the Atlantic and back to France. Now, I would guess that they stay in the southern latitudes to avoid busy shipping lanes. Well, you might wonder how this prairie dweller became so excited about sailing. Since my first sailing trip in Australia many years ago, I was hooked. I have traveled around the globe and got on a boat wherever possible, and if it was a sailing boat, that was all the better. Then in 1991, I was a crew of 5, and we headed across the Atlantic from Gibraltar to Fort Myers, Florida. I have to say that's the adventure of my life, and that is one of the reasons why I was so excited to hear about Yannick Besteven returning to port after 80 days of sailing solo. 2 of the other crew members on our cross-Atlantic sailing were skippers, and they had sailed their own sailing vessels solo between Europe and the USA. So this wasn't their first time round, but it was mine, and it was so exciting, but it was grueling. We had 2 teams of 2 people, and we were on watch 6 hours on and 6 hours off. Gratefully, I was with the skipper between the hours of 3 and 9, so that was 3 a.m. and 9 a.m., and 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. It was wonderful because I always got to see the sunrise and the sunset. The 5th crew member was actually our cook. The greatest experience crossing the Atlantic was on my birthday in January when a pod of dolphins came and frolicked at the bow of the boat. Our transatlantic crossing took 33 days. It was 3 days from Gibraltar to Madeira, then 27 days between Madeira and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and then another 3 days from St. John to Sanibel Island, Florida. Clearly, we were not in a race. Congratulations, Yannick, on your win of sailing around the world in 80 days.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode of 4 Minute Friday. Please leave a comment below or subscribe to the channel. Until next week, this is Linda Lowen signing off. Have a great weekend.